Hi YouTube, welcome to another edition of Horror Hands, and I'm out and about again, out in the wilderness. And while I'm out here, I thought this would be a good time to talk about Night of the Demon, the Bigfoot video nasty movie from the early 80s. So I've always known this to be from 1980, Severin say 1983, so who knows, but certainly from the early 80s. And this is a movie that I was really excited to get on Blu-ray. I watched this movie as a kid and I've not seen it in over 20 years, so I was really excited to check this one out again. When I was a kid, I thought this was awful. I thought it was the worst thing I'd ever seen. It was probably like the first really trashy, tacky film that I'd came across, and my young self didn't really know how to deal with it. And I just thought it was awful and dismissed it, never watched it again. And it's been quite hard to find over the years, but finally, after over 20 years, I watched it again. And I'm happy to say I enjoyed it a lot more than I did when I was a kid. The movie is still really cheesy, it's still trash, but I did manage to find some merits in it this time round. I think the main problem with Night of the Demon is the acting, and the general vibe of the film itself is quite wooden and hollow and quite amateurish. It's pretty kind of thrown together, and like I say, it's quite tacky, but if you can kind of look past that, there are some good moments, although even the good moments in this are almost kind of like just incidental, but there is enjoyment to be had here. So one of the really good things this movie does actually is it has wonderful cinematography. The filmmakers in this really utilise the really nice locations, the woods, the mountains, the lakes, and I have to say the movie looks absolutely amazing on Blu-ray, way more better than what I would have seen it as a kid. In fact, when I was watching it, I did actually get up and check this wasn't a 4K scan. It's not, it's just a 2K scan, but it looks amazing. So credit to the filmmakers for using the locations really well, and credit to Severin as well, because they've really given us a nice print of the film with this Blu-ray release. Bigfoot himself was pretty cool. It's like a guy, he's got fur patched onto him. You can kind of see his actual torso, but it looks pretty good. His face is okay, but yeah, on the whole, he's pretty good and he's pretty scary. The death scenes in this are pretty good. There's some pretty bloody, ferocious deaths in this. I think I may have seen a cut version when I was a kid, which wouldn't have helped this movie much. But I've got to give it credit. The death scenes in this were pretty brutal, especially for a Bigfoot film. You don't kind of see violence in these movies like in this one. So that was pretty good. And the ending I didn't quite like the third act. They kind of go in the woods looking for Bigfoot, and then they come across this house where this weird woman lives, and she doesn't talk, and she's got a bit of a history relating to the Bigfoot. That kind of took it away from me. I kind of lost a bit of interest here, and I can see why as a kid I really would have switched off at that point. But then the ending kind of picks up. We get a real kind of 10-15 minutes of straight kind of Bigfoot killings and violence and things like that. It's pretty good, but it's all done in slow motion, and I think they should have done it in kind of real time. It would have been even more ferocious than what it was. It kind of let itself down a bit there. But like I say, on the whole, there is enjoyment to be had from this. Now, this movie did find itself on the Video Nasties list here in the UK. I can't remember if it was the final 39 or the drop 33. I imagine it may have been the drop 33, but this was a Video Nasty. And as I was watching it, I was kind of thinking, did this one deserve to be on the list? And I've got to say, probably yes. I mean, I would never have banned a film myself, but looking at the list and the criteria, I can see why this one made the list, which again is very unusual for a Bigfoot film. But the deaths in this are pretty gruesome, they're pretty graphic. It's got a bit of blood and guts in it, which was good. I'm just not sure how anyone kind of found this one, because it doesn't really sort of jump out as a video nasty like a Bigfoot movie in the woods, but nevertheless they grabbed this one and banned it, so it does have that video nasty infamy. So overall, Night of the Demon did exactly what I wanted it to do. It took me back to that childhood experience of watching this for the first time, but it gave me more enjoyment than what I had as a little kid, and I was able to look at it in a bit more better light and find some merit in it and have fun and enjoy this piece of trash Bigfoot classic. So let me know if you've seen this one, guys. I'm really interested to know what you think, and if you like this one, let me know. So thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.